it's like more like mechanic garage,
Okay, okay.
like commercial,
Yeah.
like contractor garage.
Yeah. So no noise?
I don't think so. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good perspective.
Yeah, because I think that was we approved the rezoning a while ago.
Yeah. I was looking, I saw that back.
Something like that, maybe. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, thank you. All right, well, welcome, and thank you for joining us tonight. If you will, tonight is the Tuesday, January 20th, 2026 meeting of the Raymore Planning and Zoning Commission. If you would, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, jump into roll call. Commissioner Parker?
Present.
Commissioner Shanks?
Present.
Commissioner Townsend?
Present.
Looks like Commissioner Harrison is not here this evening. Chairman Wiggins is here. Vice Chair Pfizer?
Present.
Secretary Smith?
Present.
Commissioner Kia?
Present.
And Mayor Turnbow.
Present.
Wonderful. We have eight this evening. Thank you. We have no personal appearances scheduled this evening, so we'll move into item 5, consent agenda. We have 2 items. The first item is item A, approval of minutes from the December 16th, 2025 meeting. I entertain a motion to dispose of that item.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Kia, second by Secretary Smith to approve the minutes from the December 16th, 2025 meeting. Any discussion on the topic? Seeing none, all in favor? That will pass unanimously, 8-0. Thank you. Moving along to item B, the 2026 meeting and deadlines calendar that was provided by staff. It is page 10 in the PDF. I would entertain a motion to, I suppose, accept the calendar as presented. Would that be appropriate, Mr. Zer? Yes, perfect. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Kia, second by Commissioner Townsend to approve the calendar. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Also passed unanimously, 8-0. I guess that could have been one single motion. I apologize for that, but regardless, both have passed, 8-0. Thank you. No unfinished business this evening. Moving right along into item 7, new business. One item under new business is item A, case number 25028, branched out plaza site plan. With that, I would either turn it over to city staff or the applicant to present the case.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Before you this evening is a planning application for a site plan for a project titled Branched Out Plaza. The project was applied for by Mike Blythe. He is the applicant and property owner and with us tonight. The property is located at Hibner Acres, Lot 1B, which is located generally to the southeast of Rice and West Pine Streets here in the city of Raymore. The property itself consists of 2.06 plus or minus acres in total size and is currently zoned C2P General Commercial Plan District. On May 6th of 2025, the Planning and Zoning Commission met and considered the rezoning request and concept plan associated with this project and recommended approval and sent that up to the Raymore City Council. Following that, on June 9th of 2025, the City Council also heard that public request during a public hearing and approved that project as well. There were 4 special use conditions that were tied into that rezoning and concept plan, which are the following: that no access to Rice Street to the west of the lot is permitted as long as the property retains its commercial zoning designation. No outdoor storage of materials, merchandise, or debris on the property. Outdoor storage of vehicles or equipment shall be limited to businesses licensed at the development. And finally, that a master sign plan be submitted prior to any sort of permanent signage being installed on the property, so staff can review it and make sure that it's consistent for any of the various tenants that could occupy the property. In terms of parking requirements on the project, what has been proposed does meet the requirements of the concept plan that was previously reviewed and approved. All parking lot and site landscaping, including screening, meets the standards set by the approved concept plan. Street access to the property is provided through a shared drive with an access easement extending westward to the site from North Madison Street. It kind of bisects the Casey's and O'Reilly's properties. When that area was originally platted, there was an access easement to give access to that property, the subject property here. There is existing stormwater detention on the site itself currently on kind of the northeast corner of the property. There will be additional work required to adjust that detention area so that way it's sufficient for this additional developed area of the property. In terms of water and sanitary sewer, there is already those systems set up immediately around the property, so no new systems will really need to be constructed and tied into the public system. During the concept plan, there was some time spent talking about the property on the west side of the property and its relationship to the residential area to the west, specifically the home across from the subject property, and how that will be handled from a kind of a screening perspective. So what's been proposed with this final site plan is a 6-foot tall vinyl fence that has stone pillars, vertical pillars, that kind of break up that vinyl fence. And then on the outside of it, closest to the home, is a 6-foot wide landscape buffer where there'll be landscaping planted along that to further help break up that longer kind of screen wall that's adjacent to the home to the west. With that, staff is recommending that the Planning and Zoning Commission accept the proposed findings of fact and approve case 25028 site plan branched out plaza, and you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, sir. Do any members of the commission have any questions for staff or the applicant? Yes, sir, Mr. Townsend.
Thank you for the report. When you spoke about the easement between Casey's and O'Reilly, I noticed that between those two businesses, I guess, trash receptacle sections there, are those, the distance between the two, wide enough for two-way traffic, or would they need to be repositioned?
Those existing structures should be outside of that access easement.
Okay.
We wouldn't be able to permit those structures inside of
Okay,
an
so that was
access.
already accounted
An
for.
access easement, or really any sort of easement, regardless if it's access or if it's a utility easement. So there should be ample space there. I believe it's a 30-foot wide access easement.
Okay.
Now, I'd imagine that they're probably pretty close to it.
Okay,
But yes, there should be adequate space in there for two-way traffic circulation.
okay. And then my last question with respect to the fencing along the back of the property. You said it was vinyl fencing, so it's closed vinyl, it's not slatted.
No, this
Or
is
is
a
it
like 100% opaque vinyl, like privacy fence essentially.
Okay.
And then every 50 foot on center are going to be these stone vertical, like square columns
Okay.
that kind of break that up, so it's not just one continuous
Gotcha.
vinyl.
Okay. Similar to
screen
the
wall.
renderings, the stone renderings that are in the, I guess, building
Yeah.
elevations example. Something
I
similar
think
to
it's
that.
on the site plan sheet, it's one of the first
Yep.
pages of drawings. It shows a diagram of
Yep.
what that will essentially look like there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Absolutely. Any additional questions?
Commissioner.
Yes, sir, Mr. Shanks.
The detention basin, is that going to be expanded or take up more square footage than it currently does, or what does the reworking of that entail?
It'll be expanded.
Okay,
Yeah, it'll take up
So
more square
not
footage.
deeper, just wider.
okay.
And actually, I think that's a great question, but I do believe on one of the first drawing pages, we do have, let me see the exact page, sorry, because I was just looking at that as they were describing that. At least on the PDF, page 23, you have a dashed line that shows the existing detention, and then you have more of a solid line that shows proposed detention. So literally just to the west, they're expanding it, it looks like. But it's that kind of first third of the property.
And I may just add, since a little bit of the history of that. So that pond was built whenever Casey's and Dollar General went in. This particular plat that's being proposed to be developed tonight, this was the regional basin for all that development. So it's a requirement that, you know, the developer here or the applicant tonight is just expanding it for their capacity that they're, you know, asking to put into the basin. So I just wanted to point that out. That wasn't, you know, that was the part of the plan with this overall area of Hibner Acres, that this property had the regional basin on it. Just want to provide that clarification.
Thank you. I just had kind of a quick question, you know, because Mr. Townsend was asking about that 30-foot driveway or whatever. I mean, and obviously it's up to the property owner, but I mean, a lot of this the look of it seems like it's more not gonna, the buildings are not as likely to have regular foot traffic, that it's more of a, you know, a contractor, maybe at their office and storage facility and et cetera. So the traffic might not be as big of an issue as, you know, something like a food location or something to that effect. So I'm just curious on the back side of the building. So within that 6-foot fence and into the back of the building, there is overnight storage for vehicles, which is okay, correct, versus where we said earlier that there's not permitted to be storage of materials. So as long as it's just a vehicle, a truck, you know, pulling in, parking at the end of the day and then leaving the next morning or whatever, there's no conflict there, I guess, is essentially what I'm asking.
Yeah, so it would be for vehicles and equipment that are licensed to be at the property, so you wouldn't be able to just like store your friend's boat or something back there behind your building or things like that. We see that happen where like somebody owns property and then like somebody else's stuff kind of shows up there and they're renting space out to them to put their stuff there for a while or whatnot. So the storage area is meant to be for businesses that are licensed at the development and for those storage purposes only.
Okay, that clears it up, thank you. Any additional questions from members of the commission? I'd entertain a motion to dispose of this item.
Chairman,
Mr. Urquilla,
I'd like to make a motion that the Planning and Zoning Commission accept the proposed findings of fact and approve case number 25028, site plan branched out plaza, and refer it on to the city council for approval.
I'll second that.
we got a motion by Commissioner Urquilla, second by Vice Chair Pfizer. Let me find that here. For the Planning and Zoning Commission to accept the proposed findings of fact and approve case number 25028, site plan branched out plaza, with a recommendation of approval. I already said that, sorry. Any discussion of the topic? Seeing none, all in favor? That will also pass 8-0 unanimously. Thank you very much. Moving right along, that does conclude new business, so that will take us to Mr. Zur for the City Council report.
Thank you, Chairman Wiggins. Happy to present the City Council report this evening. Since your last since your last Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, there's been one City Council meeting that was a legislative meeting. During the course of it, there was one item on it, the Good Ranch Tract 12 Federal Record Storage Facility rezoning. This was rezoning a 60-acre parcel from agricultural to BPP. Planning and Zoning Commission had the opportunity to review it on November 18th and recommended approval by a vote of 7-0. At the City Council meeting, it was identified as unfinished business for a second reading, and at that reading, it was approved by a vote of 5-2-1 with one abstention. So that has now been approved for the Federal Records Archive that's down in the Commerce Center. Happy to answer any additional questions you might have, but that was the only item that came before the Planning and Zoning Commission for development purposes.
Very good. As always, Mr. Mayor, anything to add?
I have nothing to add. I wasn't there.
Very good. Well, we will move into item 9, staff report. Mr. Gress.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I put in your packet a copy of the year-end report for December. And so I just wanted to touch on a couple of things here. I gave a kind of a report at the last City Council meeting. A couple of things I wanted to point out. We issued last year in the calendar year 169 new permits for homes in the city. If you look at the chart that's on the second page of that, you know, I kind of keep track with the current year in blue. What I pointed out to the City Council here last week is we're finally for the first time back to what I kind of keep calling pre-pandemic and also pre-landfill permit numbers. So back with, you know, all of our permitting activity last year was for new single-family homes across our neighborhoods. We have not had a year with that many permits since 2017 when it was in the 200s. So that was good information to see this year. We have a lot of subdivisions under construction at varying stages. So it was a very busy year last year with inspections and planning projects and work for you all. So I was trying to recap that for the end of the year. And then I did want to touch on, we had a couple items that were tentatively on schedule to be here this evening. We ended up pushing those to the meetings in February. So we will have a reason to meet, I think at both meetings in February at this point, for some development applications that we're working on. We had a couple of good neighbor meetings this past month, or in January, that we're kind of working through, finishing up the staff reports and getting those items ready for you all. But, so stay tuned for more information there, but it does look like the first meeting in February, we will have a reason to meet. That concludes my staff report. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Grass? Mr. Perry, anything from your department, sir?
Yeah, thanks. I'll just give a quick update. Currently on our residential developments, we have 7 in the punch list and punch out phase. So as soon as we can get those closed out and start building houses in those areas, and then staff staying busy building CIP projects for 2026 and shaping up to be a pretty busy summer in Public Works.
Fantastic. That'll do it for staff reports. Move to item 10, public comment. I don't see anybody here, but if anybody happens to be outside, we'd entertain public comments at this time. Seeing none, just jump right on into commission member comments. This evening, I'm going to start at my left with Vice Chair Fizer.
Okay, I'd like to thank staff for getting us prepared and getting all the information to us. And everybody stay warm. It's kind of warmer today, but it's going to get really cold again, so stay warm.
Commissioner Townsend, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have nothing this evening.
All right. Secretary Smith.
Just appreciate the staff. Thank you.
Commissioner Shanks.
I know it's the 20th, but Happy New Year to everyone. The one and only time I'll say that. Yeah, thank you to staff, Mr. Zur, everyone for their inputs tonight. The packet, the end of the year summary for the growth of our town, and seeing that that's on a healthy growth trajectory is good to see the end of the year numbers. So thanks for all the work that goes into putting all these packets together for us.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Kia.
As always, thank you to the staff for all that you guys do. I know it's been, you guys are a lot of things moving, a lot of things kind of happening. It's fun to see and fun to watch, and I know that that's not just easy stuff to do, so I appreciate everything you guys are doing to help Raymore grow and develop, despite some of the pushback you may be getting from other members of the community. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Parker.
I just want to echo the appreciation for your time and the attention that you guys put to all of the activity we have going on in the city. And this end of year report is really interesting, so thank you.
Mayor Turnbow, sir.
Again, what Mr. Shanks said is Happy New Year to everyone up here. We're thank you again for your volunteerism for another year here on the Planning and Zoning Commission. It looks to be going to be a busy year for us this year. You know, I wanted to also kind of express my concern that the government records facility that Mr. Zur mentioned was approved last Monday night. There seems to be some misperception about that particular facility. While it is a Department of Homeland Security facility, is it a totally different division than ICE, but it will contain records for immigration purposes within that facility, as has been previously explained. But I have received a couple of calls from concerned citizens that do not want a detention center in Raymore. I want to reassure folks that there is no zoning authority for such a facility within our zoning code. So in order for even potential consideration for that, we would have to change the code in order to allow for that particular level of zoning, which does not exist within our unified code. So I want to put people's fears at ease about that, and that government facility is a records management facility only, okay? Records storage and management is all it is. And frankly, we're not assured that site. We are one of 3 sites under consideration, and I think with the notoriety has been brought to the area here recently, we might have dropped on that priority list a little bit. So I'm hoping not, because it'd be a nice facility to have in our community. and have those folks potentially look to live here in our community as well, who will be working there. But anyway, I just wanted to clarify that a little bit because there seems to be some confusion between different divisions of the Department of Homeland Security, and it is not a nice facility. I don't know what the county's doing. I haven't talked to the county commissioners, so I can't give you any insight as to why. I'm trying to get them to look toward Whiteman. You know, I mean, seriously, why would they, if they're going to deport people and they're going to buy their own aircraft to deport people, use a big landing strip that's government controlled, you know? I mean, and eventually that building's going to be repurposed. So if it is built, why not give it to the government for use at that point? But that's just Chris Turnbow talking here. Sorry about that. Anyway, I just want to clarify that for folks. Thank you.
I will note that the large landing strip that existed at one time is now full of train tracks, so it would not apply there.
And I said Whiteman, not Gebauer.
Oh, you did. You're
I did
right.
say Whiteman.
Oh,
okay.
Even more so.
Whiteman is a
No,
lot
you were-
further away. Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking just because of the news and the location, and yeah, Whiteman. Yeah, send it over there. Big Air Force Base, lots of security, etc. All right. Thank you, staff, as always. I will just wanted to kind of share a little thing that I had kind of a bad reading experience earlier when I saw the agenda. I got real excited for Branched Out Pizza site plan when I glanced at this ever so quickly. So I was like, oh yeah, reading is fundamental. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that because I got a chuckle out of myself. You saw pizza as well. I must have been hungry at the time. So I do look forward to seeing you all again on February 3rd. Other than that, I've got nothing other than to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Kia, second by Mayor Turnbow to adjourn. All in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
After I reread it, I'm like,
Yeah. I was like, sweet, we're getting a new pizza place.
because that's what threw me off. I'm like, how are they going to attract customers behind the gas station?
Well, I didn't even look at the plan. I just looked at the. Between the dump